now that Ashish has shared his share of bullying, I would like to share my side of bullying, which I faced in Delhi when I was a kid. Basically, I've gone there and I've always loved Delhi for being the city it is. But there was a point of time in my life when I went to Delhi and I was just playing around, and these group of boys, I don't know what they had against me. They just didn't like me coming across, or they didn't want me to be around them, or something like that. And they threw mud at my face, and that was actually appalling for me because I didn't do anything to them, and it was almost like, and my mother came to know, my aunt came to know, and my mother started scolding the kid's grandmother, who was just sitting there doing nothing about it, in English. My aunt from other side was telling Hindi to her, and but at the same time I understood that I didn't understand the fact that what did I do to those kids, and it just stuck. It's a stuck memory in my mind, that what did I do to them for me to deserve that. And I'm pretty sure you might have also gone through the similar experience when people were trying to put you down for being fat or being gay, and like it would have been really difficult for you. Like I don't know why I didn't even say anything that I was gay, or I mean I didn't know being gay, there was anything being called as being gay when I was young. But you have experienced it at a very young age, so
Right.
wasn't it difficult for you? Like you can tell, like how did your family react, how did your friends react?
You're talking about when I actually came out to people? That's quite funny because at first I thought I don't have the need to come out because I thought it was quite apparent in the way I was, and I was not saying that I was extremely effeminate or anything, but I was different, and I never had a girlfriend. I was attracted to girls during my teenage, but I've had boyfriends, and some of them have come home, and my mother has been quite pally with them, and I thought that she understood. I mean, so I didn't think there was a need to come out, but yeah, I guess you're probably right. You just have to say it out one day. You have to just say that, hey, mom, okay, you got a fairy. You went to the doctor and you sort of, you thought you would bring back a boy, but then, well, alas, the boy is homosexual or whatever. Which is quite funny because today when I look back at it, I just see that, oh well, I'm probably not homosexual. So it was quite confusing. It was quite quite a mixed reaction from my parents and my family. So I came out first to my cousins. My friends, all of them knew because back in college people asked, and I believe in integrity. If somebody asks me a question, I would tell them the truth because I believe that that's how the world changes. It changes when one person speaks the truth and speaks what's on their mind. And knowing me, I guess I've really learned the hard way to put filters, but back then I was one gobby kid, and yeah, I told few of my cousins. They took it, I thought they took it really well, but eventually I realized today that they don't. But that said, it made it a lot easier to just tell my parents, hey, you know what, I like men. And I remember I was in Berlin that time. I was quite sad because I had I had just lost a job. I had just gotten fired from a job because my employer was, let's say, homophobic. She got to know that I'm gay, and she was aware of it, but she made it seem like as if I haven't mentioned it to her. So I was quite sad, I was quite upset. And then I sort of like wrote an email to my dad at about 5 o'clock their time, and I completely forgot that it's going to be about 9:30 in the morning, and he might just read it right the way I send it. And he actually did. The moment I hit send, in just less than 2 minutes, my dad wrote back saying to me, I love you, my son, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're different, if you're gay or whatever. Maybe you're confused, maybe you're not. Come back, let's talk about it. And to me, that was the most beautiful thing that my dad ever said. And that changed our relationship. And it's been 7 years, and yeah, it's just improved. I mean, my parents were, I won't say supportive, but they were understanding. They understood that it would have been difficult for me. It would have been quite challenging for me to even mention the words. And while my dad is, my mom is a little bit aware of things, My dad was not, and surprisingly, he was very supportive. My mom wasn't. She was a bit taken aback, and she thought that, well, there are a lot of girls who like you, and you tend to have a lot of girls around you, and you sort of seem to have had maybe dated, which is what she thought. So that's when I actually realized, oh, okay, all those years of bringing guys back home, she thought that they are my bros. So I guess bros and hoes, that whole saying just goes, I guess.
Okay. So I would agree with you at the same time. You know, when a parent accepts a child, that's really important in life, because that actually gives you the confidence that you were trying to seek through all your childhood, because you were confused, didn't know what was happening in your life, and that is what actually brought about a change in your life.
Yeah, in fact, if you remember, my mom and my dad have come for your
for
your play, the wedding party.
I was shocked at the fact that they came, and I was like, okay, they came. Then I go meet them and I say thank you so much for coming. And I mean, your parents were the first set of parents who've come actually, like, for one of my shows, and that is really amazing that they were ready to accept me. Like, Ashish's mother and I, we have conversations. She tells me, I'm ready to give all my saris to you. Just that the blouses, don't expect the blouses to come with it. So she's very open. She knows that I perform in drag, and she's also, I think she knows that I'm gay as well. I'm hoping that, I don't know.
Maybe the tube light?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm talking about you.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I'm talking about you.
No?
I'm talking about you.
Okay, yeah.
You're the tube light.
Okay, I'm just assuming, and that's what. And now she give me the answer.
She's a 1000 volt LED.
And we pick on Ashish when we are together in the house. So yeah. Anyway, coming back, now that we talked about your sexuality, we talked about your school days and all that. What do you do exactly for living?
Well, so back in 2009 when I started doing this, it was never heard of in India. So what I do is called retouching, when I get commissioned by agencies or clients or models or celebrities, more so celebrities as I've grown up, but back in the day it was mostly models, yes, who want to look good in pictures and want to look print ready and want to look fabulous, they want to look, what's the word? Perfect, For example, Karina just delivered her baby some time ago, and she has a shoot, and she definitely has some baby weight. I should be talking about this on camera, yes, but I do all that. Yes, I'm the person who does all that. I'm the one who makes them look like they do, But that's our secret.
Okay, so now that you have gone through a lot of fat shaming in your life,
yeah.
So how does that work when you are a retoucher and you come across people who have imperfections on their body? Like, wasn't it going with what you were like thinking about? Like, hey, you know what?
So interestingly, that's a very interesting question, Maya. Interestingly, when I was starting work, everybody was doing this thing called perfect retouching, and me and one more person, her name's Natalia Tafarel, we both started this whole thing wherein we started to introduce retouching, which is more appropriate. We eventually parted ways because she gave in to the competition, she gave in to the pressure, because everybody does want that perfect skin and everybody does not love their imperfections. I'm sorry. Whereas when I was at my heaviest, I weighed about 118 kilos, and it's literally been about 50 kilos the drop today, but I still have memories from that time. I have scars, I have wrinkles, which I embrace today. It's taken a lot for me to get there, and the same is what I translate into my work. When I work, when I make people look good in pictures, I make them look perfect, but not perfect, It's different, it's subjective. It's the way I see beauty, the way I see perfection is that you can be yourself, look polished, and be proud of yourself. And that's a new age that I started, which I'm very proud of, because when I was doing something which was already not existing in my country, it was quite challenging for me to actually get clients and actually, convince people that, what I do is going to be acceptable with celebrities as well, which has proven time over time. I mean, right from all my clients, from Body Shop to Maybelline, to Garnier, and everywhere else. I mean, wherever I've worked, I've done what I like, and the celebrities always end up liking it. It's just that nobody's doing it, you know?
Nobody's doing it in a different way.
Nobody is, because
Because they always follow, okay, retouching means make the person very skinny.
Yeah,
and
because
remove all the whatever marks they have on their body and just present them as a perfect person.
yeah,
Perfect according
perfection, exactly. Perfection is what society defines. What may be perfect to Angelina Jolie may not be perfect to Aishwarya. What may be perfect to Shah Rukh Khan may not be perfect to Amitabh Bachchan.
Exactly.
And I have worked with almost all the A-list celebrities, you know, in Hollywood and Bollywood. And the way I see perfection is I see perfection according to a person. Now, Jennifer already has a big ass, but if you make it really, really big, which a lot of Indian retouchers end up doing.
Which I'm pretty sure even if you like come across Nicki Minaj, it's the same case.
Are you jealous?
I've got a great booty. I don't have to be jealous about Nicki Minaj. Sorry. Nicki Minaj Chechi can take a walk. So anyway, let's take a break and then have a cup of chai.